I was wasted and told my boyfriend how much of a loser he is because he doesn't make as much as me. That was drunk me, and I didn't mean it, but he's destroyed. I, 29F, have a wonderful boyfriend, 28M, and we live together. He had a bit of a rough time finding work, and he started a job at the post office where he works very hard, putting in 40 to 60 hours a week. I'm only mentioning this next part because it's necessary for the situation, but I make more than he does and work fewer hours than him. We're struggling with some unexpected finances right now, and it's been causing some tension between us. Last night, I went to a bar with some co-workers and stayed out later than I should have. I came home at 2:30 a.m. pretty drunk. My boyfriend was up waiting for me and told me he was worried about me. I asked why he stayed up, and he said he was waiting for me and that I shouldn't be out that late on a night when I have work the next day. I don't know why this set me off, but I got very angry and told him he had no right to give me job advice since he doesn't have a real job and can't even afford to pull his weight like a loser. He told me he thought I should go to bed and walked me to my room. He helped me get my shoes and dress off, and I just got into bed and lied down to go to sleep. But the worst part was, as I was drifting off, I heard him crying in the bathroom. I know I messed up, and I know I am the jerk here. When I woke up this morning, he had already gone to work, and now I'm at work feeling hungover, which sucks. However, I have no idea what to say to him now. He should be home tonight, but I don't know what I can do at this point to let him know how sorry I am and how much I admire him. I was just acting out of drunken stress last night. He loves steak and potatoes, and he's also a big movie guy, so I was thinking of making him steak and potatoes and renting a movie, but I just don't know. Any advice would be appreciated. Update 1. So, I've been meaning to write this for 4 days, but I've just been completely wiped out of all emotional bandwidth. My boyfriend is working hard at his job right now and is racking up some overtime, so I figured I'd take a moment to post it. First off, some information I left out of my prior post, in case anyone didn't notice, I don't respond well to booze. I have no dependency on it, but my self-control and decision-making are really not good when I'm drunk, and it brings out the absolute worst in me. On that same note, I had a group of co-workers who had been wanting to celebrate a promotion one of us got for the past 2 months, and Sunday was the first time any of us were free, so we were just gonna have a Sunday afternoon chill that was gonna end before 10. However, one bad decision led to another, and we all just collectively stayed until 2 a.m. with drinks. Secondly, I said what I did out of annoyance and upset I had with him regarding some financial decisions over the past 2 years that we're now reaping the benefits of, a long story that frankly doesn't matter because it's not about that. I'm still a little unhappy about it, and I expressed that in a very unhealthy manner. I'm so proud of him for finding a job and trying to provide for us. Now for the update. I read through the comments all afternoon, and then I wrote down a map of the things I wanted to say and waited for him to get home. Additionally, I got in contact with my old therapist, and he was able to squeeze me in for the following morning, so I called out of work the next day to meet him. My boyfriend finally came through the door, and I asked if we could talk. He said I could, but he also had some things to say. I started by saying I had no idea what to say to express how sorry I am except that I shouldn't have said what I said. I love him and admire him for how hard he works. I also told him that I was going to stop drinking and had an appointment with my therapist the next day. Additionally, I emphasized how much I appreciated how he waited for me and helped me get to bed after I came home and how he absolutely didn't deserve what I said. He told me that I actually covered the bases of what he was going to say. He said he was very hurt by what I said, but throughout the day, he was thinking and said it was so out of character for me that he actually started to get worried. Both of his parents were drinkaholics at one point in his life but got sober, and he told me he was going to tell me I needed to quit drinking and see a therapist or anger management counselor, or else he couldn't stay in this relationship. I told him I thought that was a very fair and sensible boundary, and I would do my best to do whatever I could. Then he asked if I could be honest and asked me if I meant what I said. I told him I was being purposely vicious because it came from a place of frustration, but I was intentionally trying to upset him, so I said some terrible things. He said he'd love to talk to me about that place of frustration, but then wasn't the time for it. However, he told me that he forgave me and was really happy and admired that I'm taking the right steps to make things better, and we had a lovely long hug. Then I had a really emotional appointment with my therapist, and I told him everything that happened. He helped me map out my feelings and how to express them to my boyfriend. The appointment went great, and I have another next week, but he thinks I should look into seeing a psychiatrist because I may very well have an undiagnosed mental health condition. That's the next step, definitely. On Wednesday, I had a sit down with my boyfriend where I expressed the frustrations, and he told me my feelings were valid. Frankly, he still kicks himself for not starting a new job earlier too because then his credit card debt probably wouldn't be so high. He talked about how he's always felt like he let me down with his financial decisions being unemployed for such long periods of time. I won't get into it any further, but we had a really productive conversation. So yeah, we're taking steps and are openly communicating with each other, and it looks like we're gonna be okay. We've been snuggling together at night, and this morning we even showered together before he went to work. I have some trust issues, so I'm still very anxious he's going to come back and be like, wait, actually no, I don't forgive you, but he's promised me he's going to be open with how he feels, which he has been. I think we're gonna be okay.